Welcome to this edition of Modern Dallas TV. I'm Jeff Levine with moderndallas.net. This week we have an exceptional lineup. We visit a mid-century modern designed by notable architect Charles Dilbeck in Bluffview. We stop by Talley Dunn Gallery and talk about their show with Chihuly Ted Kincaid, and introduce a new segment, Modern Dallas Sacred Spaces. We visit the Cathedral of Hope campus and stop by the Interfaith Peace Chapel. Stay around for the calendar of events, art scene, and more. Enjoy the show. Experience LED at Lights Fantastic Pro, our sponsor on Modern Dallas TV. Lighting is changing at warp speed, and there's definitely an LED revolution going on. You'll see a curated selection of some of the coolest new LED fixtures from some of the best brands around the world. Visit their 12,000 square foot showroom minutes from the new Nebraska Furniture Mart in Louisville off the Sam Rayburn Tollway. Come see for yourself how lighting can enhance and change your next project. Modern Dallas Real Estate is very fortunate today to be in a notable home by architect Charles Dilbeck. It's a mid-century modern in Bluffview, and I'm here with Chihuly Boren and Dave Perry Miller. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure. Dave, this is a significant home. This is a significant area. Tell us a little bit about this house.
Well, I think I probably could start by talking about the area because I live just a few blocks away, and I've lived in my house for 23 years. Matter of fact, I have walked my very, very ill-behaved Portuguese water dog, Tucker, by this house many, many times and admired it. And it is so exciting for us to be able to actually be able to represent this property that I've admired from the street so many, many years. The house is a sterling combination of a noted and significant architect who actually had done so much work probably in the 20s and 30s. He was known really for his farmhouse, vernacular ranch meets French farmhouse in Dallas, and cut a wide swath in the architectural field in the 20s and 30s. This property in the 50s is at the very tail of his career, where he just was able to combine so much of his ability to then go to the modernist genre, and it is an absolutely exceptional example of someone at the top of their career creating something really, really exceptional.
Yeah, and it is. It's like a great fine artist. You know, you get to that pinnacle, and what is created is beyond what most people would ever dream of. In addition, there was another team that became involved later on, which is Bodron & Fruit, which is an architectural design firm here in Dallas. What was their role, and how did that play into the house looking like it looks today?
Well, they are arguably the blue chip firm for handling a property like this. They have done really the very finest modernist houses in the city. And this house is a wonderful example of a house that has beautiful proportions initially and beautiful design, but they took it to an absolutely completely different level, changing some of the windows, some of the doors, but keeping a seamless, I'd say, combination of original detail with new proportions that were needed, where in the areas where you're coming in want more light. And then also, I'd say, in the kitchen and the bathrooms and some of the areas that we live very differently in the 1950s than we are in 2015.
So Chihuly, you know a lot about the interior of the home and the extension with the cabana. Give us a sense of what some of the details of the home are and what was improved by Bodron & Fruit.
Well, Dave was spot on when he said that Bodron & Fruit were the firm in Dallas to come in and really bring this property to the 21st century in 2015. Just an example of what they did was they changed the windows that are right here in this great room, in both the windows and the doors over here. They changed the front entry to bring in the light, as well as the window in the dining room. They changed that out. That room was very closed off, and they made it very light and bright. But something that makes this property, what they were able to do was to maintain some of the original Dilbeck items, and one of those is the unique fireplace that is in the living room as well as the fireplace, and in the library. And what really makes it unique are the original endirons that have remained with the property and will continue to go with the property, that I think are Potter Ironworks endirons and make this home historic but yet very current. as well as they worked with Baudon and Fruit with the placement of the guest house cabana. And what makes it so unique is that it really is almost a second home for somebody. It has a screened-in porch with doors that completely open, as well as the glass doors that completely open. It has space where you could work with a personal trainer, as well as you could sit and play games with your children and have an inside-outside party. It also has a full laundry room and bathroom, so it's a really nice space. Again, some of the additional items that the client did to the property is they worked with Clint
Horticulture?
Yes, with Clint Horticulture and Chip Clint, excuse me, and really tried to make it a private estate property. So they added an entire wall of magnolias and fern trees, and also put landscaping and zoysia grass around the entire backyard. So it really feels like you're in a different part of the world when you're really right here in the middle of Dallas.
It's like a retreat, and it flows beautifully. This is a magnificent home. You can see it at daveperrymiller.com. This is Dave Perry Miller and Julie Boren from Dave Perry Miller Real Estate. And you can also see the home at moderndallas.net. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
Modern Dallas is here at Talley Dunn Gallery. It's located on 5020 Tracy Street. I'm here with Talley Dunn. Thanks for having us. We're here to talk about the Chihuly show and Ted Kincaid's work. Dale Chihuly has been around for many years, a successful, world-renowned glass artist. Talley, tell us a little bit about your relationship with Dale and this Chihuly exhibit.
Well, it's been an incredible experience. I started working with Dale in the early 1990s, around the time of his exhibition at the Dallas Museum of Art in 1994. And over the years, I've worked on 5 separate exhibitions, 3 exhibitions in this space, and of course the exhibition that most people are familiar with would probably be the show in 2012 at the Dallas Arboretum. So it's been an incredible experience, and it's been 20 years of seeing an artist grow and change and seeing his impact on our city. It's been really wonderful.
And he has made an impact, there's no question. I think most people will know that name.
Yes, I think that they do. I know that they do, and it's exciting. I mean, he's an artist whose work you can see around the world, and he just did a major installation at a glass museum outside of Tokyo in Japan just a few months ago. But it's so exciting that as much as he shows internationally, that he does have a really special relationship with Dallas, and we've been really fortunate to see different incarnations of his work in different settings and watch him change and grow as an artist. It's been really wonderful.
And this particular exhibit shows a varied collection of his work, from those bold glass pieces to the whimsical to the chandeliers.
Yeah.
Tell us what people can expect
Oh,
if they come here and
it's
this
exciting.
particular show.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, one reason is we worked together for so long that he really knows me and the things that I like and the collectors here and his history. So he's speaking a little bit to that with the Amber Spire Tower. He's speaking to the great yellow spire tower that you saw at the Dallas Arboretum. The chandelier, which is this incredible blue chandelier that is, I'm so excited about it. And he made it especially for us. A lot of the work, like the chandelier, were made in 2015. So you'll see very large installation-based work. Another piece that's installation-based is the Wall of Persians, which relate to the window of Persians at the Dallas Museum of Art, the Heart window. And then you'll see smaller pieces that are tabletop work. So everything from very large, kind of grand statement pieces that are installation-based to individual works that you can pick up and put on a tabletop or a pedestal, and that are very much a residential scale. So.
On that note, a lot of his work, and people know him for his glass art. You have some spectacular, large paper pieces framed.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that part of his work, and maybe just give a sense of, is that a major part? Is that something that he does for you, or is it part of his collection?
It's a major part of his art making practice, is that Dale is very hands-on. He's incredibly energetic, which it should come as no surprise to anyone. A lot of his ideas he thinks out in 2 dimensions on paper first as he speaks to the artists and the teams that he's working with when they're making really big projects. So he thinks out so many of his ideas visually. And if you go to Dale's exhibitions, Chihuly exhibitions around the world in museums in different places, as long as they aren't outside, they're indoors in a museum, you're going to see the 2-dimensional work. You're going to see the paintings on paper and the works on paper, and they're really spectacular. And this grouping that we've had, I've always shown his paintings on paper, but these are quite extraordinary. They're dynamic. They're of a great monumental scale. The color's really amazing. And it's interesting, as people walk in, as spectacular as the glass is, I've gotten more comments early on in the show about, wow, look at these.
Absolutely.
What is this painting? You know, what is this about? This is so wonderful. So, but it has been a part of his practice since the beginning of his career.
So, going to a different direction altogether, we're in the area where local artist Ted Kincaid is showing his collection. This is also, you know, just a beautiful, soft, it feels so good. How does he do these?
Well, these are incredible pieces. We are thrilled. This is our 2nd exhibition with Ted Kincaid. He is a fantastic artist. His work, this body of work, is based in nature. He does use the medium of photography, and he's playing with the ideas of what is real and what is not. And these are really images that he composes digitally, and then he prints them out with archival links on canvas, and they come and look very much like paintings, and he thinks of them as paintings. And they are stunning. And as much as the Chihuly exhibition is energetic and dynamic, this is a very kind of meditative show. It's very quiet, and it's, I think, introspective, and it's a great complement to the Chihuly show.
Absolutely. Well, this is a great exhibit all around.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And stop by Talley Dunn Gallery on Tracy Street. Welcome to Mod Artist Gallery. In a recent editorial, art critic Todd Camplin from moderndallas.net wrote, "Mod Artist Gallery is another space that breaks the mold of traditional galleries. This group space of artists has rotating shows, but also acts as a place where artists in the group can take collectors and talk to people one-on-one about their work. Stop by Mod Artist Gallery at 2514 Converse in the Dallas Design District, or visit us at moderndallas.sacredspaces.com. Modern Dallas Sacred Spaces is a new segment for us on Modern Dallas TV. We're here at the Cathedral of Hope campus. Obviously, a big part of their campus is the Interfaith Peace Chapel. And we're here today with the Director of Television and Media, Jerry King. The interesting part of this journey coming out here is we saw one of the original concepts, which was on a napkin that was created by Philip Johnson. And to see what this is today, Jerry, give us an insight of what this is all about.
It really is. It did start with finally, it started with the drawing on the napkin. Philip Johnson did not want to design this project at first. In fact, he was on his deathbed until Mike Piazza, who was the senior pastor at the time, went and told him about this congregation and the purpose of building a structure for this congregation here in Dallas. And coming out of this, he got up, started working again, and literally did. He drew that image that you see on the napkin, and then came on to design this beautiful structure that we're in now.
So obviously there's history.
Yes.
This didn't just show up, you know, and then there's obviously a backstory of how this all evolved and got started. Tell us a little bit about the background and how Cathedral of Hope actually started.
This particular building was not built for the congregation. The congregation built this building for the community of Dallas. And it comes from its beginnings of itself. It started with a group of 12 people 45 years ago who were all told that they were not loved by God, that there was no God or a place for them at the table. And that group happened to have been lesbian, gay, and they decided not to take no for an answer. They built a congregation which is now about 4,500 that we have participating in worship every month here on site, as well as the thousands that we reach worldwide. But time and time again, that congregation was told they couldn't worship. You're not allowed to use our space. You can't be here. This congregation, from those beginnings and working through those no's, decided to build a place for people of no faith and all faith, that they could come and belong and worship in the manner that was right for them.
And then, obviously, through that process, the Cathedral of Hope was obviously had spent some time in the original building on the campus. When did this concept come and originate for the chapel?
The current building that the Cathedral of Hope worships in, right across the parking lot, they moved in Christmas Eve of 1992. And that particular building, as we had said, at that particular time, no architects would design a space. They tried to purchase old churches that had declined in attendance. One church said that they'd rather burn their building to the ground than to sell to this congregation. So they designed and built. It was just 5 years ago that we were able to put commercial air conditioning in the building, because at the time we couldn't even buy commercial products because it was a primarily lesbian and gay congregation. The church wanted to show the world and to other LGBT persons that there was room at the table for them at the family of God. And Mike Piazza, who was the senior pastor at the time, wanted to show an image and to look outwardly, not just look inwardly, but to look outwardly, and to lead by example by building this space for everyone else who may be told no to, so that we could say yes.
And that's really the basis of why the Interfaith Peace Chapel was built.
Correct.
And it is for anyone who wants to attend or participate or use the facility.
That is correct. And I can't tell you everything that's happened in this building, but I know that there have been 13 different Native American tribes that have worshiped in this space. We've had Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. We had His Holiness Kamakuchen Rinpoche, who consecrated the land as a Buddhist sacred space. We have had Taoists, we have had Wiccans, we have had I can't think of a religion that we haven't had that has used this space for meditation, for worship, and we have even had them as collaborative experiences in the community as well.
It was an absolute pleasure spending time learning a little bit about what you guys do here. It's amazing. Amazing to think the beginnings to what we have here, to think that anyone can show up, any religion, any denomination, and enjoy an environment where it is about faith and peace. So you can visit Cathedral of Hope. They're located at 5910 Cedar Springs. You can see the space. It's right next door. It's the Interfaith Peace Chapel, and we really appreciate the time. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. To wrap up this week in Modern Dallas on the art scene on September the 5th, 500X Gallery has their show X-Proof, a member show from 7 to 10 p.m. And on the calendar, Dallas Center for Architecture on September the 2nd has an event, Trails in Dallas, at 6 p.m. And finally, we start our new show, The Modernist, on KLIF 570 AM radio. Listen to us this afternoon, Sunday, August the 30th, from 2 to 3 p.m. And if you're in the market for a modern, mid-century modern, contemporary, high-rise loft, we have simply the finest moderns in Dallas. Visit our website at moderndallas.net, and we hope you enjoyed the show this week.